Shakira Isabel Mebarak Ripoll is a Colombian singer. Born and raised in Barranquilla, she has been referred to as the Queen of Latin music and is noted for her musical versatility. She made her recording debut with Sony Music Colombia at the age of 13. Born and raised in Barranquilla, Colombia, Shakira is a hugely popular Colombian pop singer who is known for the hits Whenever, Wherever and Hips Don't Lie. Who is Shakira? Shakira is a highly successful Colombian pop artist, best known for her scintillating belly dance moves in the video of the song Hips Don't Lie. She has sold over 70 million albums worldwide. Having a keen interest in music from childhood, Shakira wrote her first poem when she was just 4. At a young age, she would also dance impromptu at restaurants playing groovy music. She often used to sing and dance for her classmates and teachers at school, and earned the nickname the Belly Dancer Girl. As a teen, she began performing around her town and caught the attention of the local theater producer Monica Ariza, who introduced her to Sony Colombia executive Ciro Vargas. She released her first album Magia when she was just 14. Though the album did not do well commercially, it gave her the much-needed exposure. Her big breakthrough came in the form of her third album Pies Descalzos, which peaked at number 1 in 8 different countries. She also earned several awards and nominations for the album, and became popular overnight. Her success in Latin music encouraged her to try her hand at English-language albums. Her first attempt at English-language album Laundry Service went multi-platinum, and is considered the most successful album of her career. Childhood and early life. Shakira was born Shakira Isabel Mebarak Ripoll on the 2nd of February 1977, in Barranquilla, Colombia, to Nadia Ripoll and William Mebarak Chidid. She has several half-siblings from her father's previous marriage. Inclined towards arts from her childhood, she started writing poetry at the age of 4 and also loved dancing. She sang and danced to entertain her teachers and schoolmates, and earned the nickname the Belly Dancer Girl. She became famous in her locality and was often invited to perform at various events. A local theater producer named Monica Ariza requested Ciro Vargas, a Sony Colombia executive, to hold an audition for the teenager. Impressed by her performance, Sony Colombia signed her to record 3 albums. Her debut album Magia released in 1991. It included songs she had written since she was 8. The album did not do well commercially. Her second album Peligro released in 1993. Even though this album performed better than its predecessor, it was still considered a failure. After releasing this album, she took a break to attend classes and graduate from high school. She returned to the music industry in 1996 with her third album Pies Descalzos. The album spawned 6 hit singles and received favorable reviews from critics. She went on a tour called Tour Pies Descalzos to promote her album. Her next album, Donde Están los Ladrones, released in 1998. It featured Latin pop-style music with elements of rock and español. The album became one of the best-selling Spanish-language albums in the US. It sold more than 7 million copies worldwide. She ventured into the English-language market with the album Laundry Service in 2001. The album was characterized by Latin rock and Latin pop styles, and its lead single Whenever, Wherever topped the US Billboard Hot Latin Songs chart. Her Spanish album Fijación Oral, Volume 1 released in June 2005. It was followed by the release of the English album Oral Fixation, Volume 2 in November. The single Hips Don't Lie from the latter peaked at number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and went on to become her signature song. Her album She Wolf released in 2009. With elements of electropop, dancehall, and world styles, the album sounded remarkably different from her previous works. It was appreciated for its uniqueness. Along with the South African band Freshly Ground, she sang Waka Waka, This Time for Africa, the official song of the 2010 FIFA World Cup. The song was a super hit. In the wake of the success of the song Waka Waka, she released her album C'est El Sol in 2010. The album was critically acclaimed and became a worldwide commercial success. Shakira's 10th studio album released on the 25th of March 2014. In the same year, she also performed the song Dare, La La La, at the closing ceremony of the 2014 FIFA World Cup. She sang Try Everything for the movie Zootopia, which released in 2016. In 2018, she went on her sixth world tour titled the El Dorado World Tour. Major works her debut English album Laundry Service, which featured the popular single Whenever, Wherever, is her best-selling album to date with a worldwide sale in excess of 20 million copies. It went multi-platinum in several countries. The single Hips Don't Lie from the album Oral Fixation, Volume 2 peaked at number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100, and also reached the number 1 spot in 55 other countries. The best-selling single of the 21st century, Hips Don't Lie became her signature song. Awards and achievements: she has won 2 Grammy Awards, Best Latin Pop Album, 2001, for MTV Unplugged, and Best Latin Pop Alternative Album, 2006, for Fijación Oral Volume 1. She is the proud recipient of 8 Latin Grammy Awards, including Best Pop Vocal Album in 2010 for Sale El Sol. Personal life and legacy: she was in a relationship with lawyer Antonio de la Rua for several years before calling it quits in 2011. In 2011, she started dating Spanish football player Gerard Piqué. Shakira and Gerard were blessed with a son on the 22nd of January 2013. On the 29th of January 2015, Shakira gave birth to their second son. She is well known for her philanthropy and charitable works. She founded the Pies Descalzos Foundation in 1997. The foundation funds schools all over Colombia to help poor children. Trivia: Beatles star John Lennon is her major influence. Former Miss Colombia Valerie Dominguez is her cousin. Shakira is the youngest in 8 siblings. Shakira was 2 years old when her eldest half-brother died in a bike riding accident. The Arabic of Shakira is full of grace or grateful. A doll manufacturing company has made numerous dolls stimulated by Shakira's look. Shakira is fluent in Italian, Portuguese, Spanish, English and Arabic. If Shakira wasn't a singer, she would want to be an astronomer or a psychologist. Shakira's nickname is Shaki. She is an enthusiastic painter, and one of her most favored activities is to paint fried eggs. She does not have even a single tattoo on her body. Shakira is a big fan of Gloria Estefan, and she always admires what she did for Latin